been a couple weeks, but back on the channel, and we're gonna be going over a trade recap today. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna hide all this stuff here. So coming into market open on NQ, we had our target was either these hourly lows. Okay. So coming into market open, we had these hourly lows, and a little before pre-market, we did sweep these out right around 850. So a little before pre-market. And I said if we made a big move up and, continued higher, then I would disregard that hourly liquidity sweep because it wasn't pre-market. But since it did retrace right back under it and just take out more liquidity, even on these low time frame lows, I figured that we would continue higher, or I would wait to see what price action did to see if we could take a trade or not off that going long. So I saw that hourly low, and on ES, we didn't quite get to these lows, which I took note of, and noticed that we formed a 5-minute SMT right here. And NQ is the lagging index on this SMT, 5-minute SMT. So swept out liquidity. You could say, your 5-minute legs up, 5-minute retrace, but I disregard that because it is in before market open. So I waited until, even after market open, we came back down, swept out more liquidity, and then we got our 5-minute legs up. So after that, I also want to mark out these hourly highs that I targeted today. I had this hourly high, this hourly high, and this hourly high. I ended up only taking one take profit because after watching ES live, I figured that we would bull run for quite some time, and as you can see that we did. So that was pretty educated move on my part right there, just to understand what's going on. And so I'm just gonna take out these other highs. They were just small forms of liquidity that were likely going to be swept, but more importantly, I thought this hourly high and 4-hour high was going to get swept, which it did. So back to the 5-minute, we made our 5-minute leg up, and now we're looking for that 5-minute retrace. So on this, I'm looking for a breaker structure here. So you get that breaker structure right here. All right, 1-minute breaker structure. ES is really pushing. Let me see. Yeah, ES is pretty much making the same moves, but ES is really volatile today, which is somewhat unlikely compared to NQ. So got a 1-minute breaker structure here on NQ. Okay, now I'm looking for that 5-minute retrace, either into a fair value gap, into equilibrium, into a breaker block, into order block, any one of those. And so we had a really tiny fair value gap on right here. And so I'm seeing that, we got pretty choppy right around here. I'm seeing that we got pretty choppy right around here, and no, this isn't a full 5-minute actual retrace candle. We were very choppy within this zone, and we did end up making that 5-minute retrace. Okay, so here was more the 5-minute retrace. There wasn't much to it, and I'm going to tell you why. After we had, this kind of 4 to 5-minute chop work, I saw heavy rejection out of here, out of this fair value gap. And once we got that extra breaker structure out of it, I entered. So I entered. We're getting green candles. I could have entered off this, but, I just wasn't sure. I wanted to see one more, continuation confluence. So I did wait for that last breaker structure. Not as good of an entry, but I liked it. I wasn't mad about it. So now let me go to my take profits. So originally I was going to have this as my first take profit, but after seeing ES and just the way that it was moving, I figured that we would keep pushing higher, and as well, ES's liquidity was really close to the 2 hourly sweeps of liquidity or the 2 highs, I guess, were really close to each other. So I knew that if it swept one of these out, it was most likely going to sweep out the other one. So I kind of told myself, you know, if NQ gets up to these highs and ES is already past these, then I will get out. But ES wasn't quite past both of these yet. Oh, and this third one actually. ES had not gotten this last high. I think it was up above this high right here, but it did not get to these relative equal highs. So I told myself, you know, if it does get up there and sweep out those relative equal highs and NQ hasn't taken out this high yet, then I will get out of the trade immediately. But around the same time, NQ swept out this high, around the same time that ES took out this high. So I got my full take profit, and I'll show you guys the risk to reward here. It's about a 1 to 2 risk to reward here. So there's the trade that I took. I could have held for these hourly highs, but I didn't because, you know, I just wasn't comfortable with any of that. And yeah, even ES is ripping all the way up to these highs. So ES is super volatile. Like I said today, it was really ripping. NQ did take a little bit more time to, you know, bull run, I guess, to my take profit. But I'm okay with this trade rather than waiting all the way until these highs, you know. Still a very good trade. So yeah, that's the trade recap. And thanks for watching.